Hi, welcome to Golden Years. I'm Lori Betts. This month I have a special guest. He is the Assistant County Prosecutor of Medina. He is representing Medina Scam Squad. He is a wealth of information, so you need to go get a cup of coffee and come on back and watch.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You're watching The Bat.
Welcome back to Golden Years. Tom, thank you for joining me on my show this month.
Thanks for having me.
I've been really anxious to interview you because it's what's happening in the world today. It's nothing but scams. And I hear that you, behind the scenes, made this happen. You put the wheels in action. And with your boss, you guys made it happen, correct?
Yes, as a Medina County prosecutor, and I work in the civil division, one of the groups I represent was and is the Office of Senior and Adult Services. Mm-hmm. Found out when they would contact me on different issues, a lot of it was people getting scammed, especially our seniors. So with my boss, Forrest Thompson, mm-hmm. our elected prosecutor, we recognized that there was a problem in that there was nothing that really addressed these issues immediately. And with respect to scams, there's really a short time limit in order to get the money back or to really take action that's going to really produce a positive result. So he told me, go for it. And I started researching scams because as a lawyer and a graduate of a law school, they teach us that we know everything when we come out of law school. And I recognized with scams, I really didn't know everything. And I didn't really want to set up this program until I was sure and confident that I could be able to address every issue that would come before me.
I just want to butt in there, but I mean, scams are really, I mean, they've always been out there, but it's just like, it just seems like all of a sudden they're getting so creative.
Well, they're creative, they're persistent, they're now using artificial intelligence that make things look a little more legitimate than they did in the past. So it actually took me about 6 months to set this up. I called every law enforcement agency in the county, including the sheriff and all the local police departments. I contacted the Attorney General's office and the Bureau of Criminal Investigation and federal, including the FBI.
You did your homework.
I sure did, and it was a lot of work just to put all that together. FTC, I have someone I work with there, and what I wanted was dedicated people to my scam squad, where I wasn't just calling the office, I was calling a person to help me immediately. Because as my FBI agent had told me when I spoke with him, 2 to 3 days is really the max in order to get money back if it was taken from somebody, no matter what the means was.
Wow.
So urgency on our part is really paramount. And so when people call our number, which by the way is 1-877-SCAM-550, which I thought was clever, having scam in the number.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then I found out from people they didn't know how to plug in scam with respect to a number. So now I have on my cards 1-877-722-6550. So for those of you that get confused with the scam, that's the number. But you call directly there, and this is how quick it happens. It goes to a receptionist at the prosecutor's office and then goes directly to me. So you're not just talking to any middle people. It goes right to me. I get to all calls within an hour, usually quicker than that. Usually I'll answer the phone no matter what I'm doing.
So take me through a call.
Okay, so right before I got here, I think I told you, I had a call from a woman who got a call from somebody purporting to be an investigator investigating her bank. And her bank had people committing fraud there and theft. So they instructed her to speak with them. Then they put an FBI agent on the line and then a special agent with the FDIC. They told her to withdraw $25,000 from her account. They set up a special account at another bank with her, told her to go to an ATM, place the money in this account, which she did. Then they told her not to print a receipt because it's a secret operation. And she had fallen for all of this, and a family member had told her, it sounds like a scam to me, and they contacted me. We have Medina police involved. I'm still wading through some information. It just happened. I'll probably get the FBI involved. It's going to be more difficult though because they don't have a receipt, and that account, when she gave me the information, has subsequently been closed. So what they did was they set up a temporary account, funneled the money in there, and then put it in another account and closed that one.
So, but when she goes into the bank, she had to go into the bank to ask for the $25,000. They're not going to give you that out of that.
Well, they did, and I'm a little disappointed about that. I'm hopeful that I can get some information from the bank as to how that occurred, because banks have a fiduciary mandate under Ohio Revised Code to disclose these kind of things. So they really should have asked the right questions rather than just hand over the money. Even then, banks are put in a position where people will say it's for home repairs, because that's what the scammer will tell them to say. And they only take cash, they don't take credit card or check. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Some banks are much more diligent.
Wow. I would probably be shaken if I was at that counter asking for money.
Well, the people remained on the phone, which they tend to do. The scammers will stay on the phone, and because they let them know, I'm listening in to make sure you do everything right.
Wow.
So there's that pressure.
And that's time consuming. So you figured this could have maybe I know it goes fast, but maybe if it took like 6-8 minutes, I mean, isn't that a lot of time to be stretching it out? You know, for the scammers, you know, because don't they want to go 1, 2, 3 fast and move on?
Well, they want to go quickly, but they also want to get the money. So whatever it takes, they'll do whatever it takes to get that money. One of the things I have, and you have in front of you, is I set up these little yellow cards that I hand out when I do presentations across the county or different expos and fairs. And on the back of it, I have the red flags of scams. So there are certain things that the scammers are going to do, and they all do it. I don't care what the scam is. Most of these things are going to be part of the scam. Threats is the first one here. And like with this woman, they told her, you have to cooperate or we're going to consider you to be part of the scam, of this fraud. Secrets, don't tell anyone, don't get a receipt, don't let anyone know because this is a secret operation. Urgency, you have to act now. These are all things that are on the red flags of scam card.
So do these come in on like a local number? Like, would it be like a 330 number?
This particular one came out of Washington, D.C., because again, they were saying they were FBI. But most of these numbers are computer generated, so they'll buy them from different agencies. They can get you a computerized number, and they can make it look like it's local when it's not. Most of our scams are foreign, and most of them are with countries with whom we have no treaties or pacts, so they're not cooperating in any way. And it's interesting because certain scams have a certain geographical tie to them. For example, our romance scams mostly come out of Western Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. There's been some in Jamaica, some in the Philippines, but they're mostly based in those areas. Our financial fraud scams tend to come from Asia, India, Pakistan, Laos, Cambodia, China, and Russia. They tend to be involved in almost all kinds of scams. So they freelance more than some of the others that specialize.
That just blows my mind.
The Russians are very good at hacking, for example. So a lot of the hackings that you see of big corporations or medical billing companies have been hacked quite frequently in the last couple of years. Those are coming out of Russia mostly.
That's amazing. And now I'm getting repeats on, I pay my Turnpike on a credit card. Well, now I get text that you owe the Turnpike.
The Easy Pass scam has been huge. We had some of it last year, but starting in March of this year, it's been very big. And for the people that are watching, it's very easy to figure out whether or not this is legitimate. First of all, Easy Pass contacts you, or the Ohio Turnpike Commission or any Turnpike Commission contacts you through the mail. And you'd have a picture of the back of your car with the license plate. They're not doing that here. You can also look at the URLs, which are the addresses that are either from which it was sent or where they want you to send the information, and the credit card information usually. And if you look at them, a lot of them are just generic Gmail addresses.
Yeah.
So you want to be real careful. I always tell people, think before you click on anything, read something very carefully, and if you're still not sure, call the Scam Squad, because that's what I'm here for. I'll walk you through it. Because,
I mean, in today's world, I mean, it's just so easy to do. I mean, when people are like, let's say the husband and wife, the husband passes, and the wife never did any billing or anything. And then all of a sudden she's getting these phone calls, or she's getting these bills in the mail. Or if she was computer savvy, I mean, it's so easy to say, you know, maybe he didn't pay it, and maybe he really did owe that money, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to fall for it.
Well, scammers are very persistent. They're very good at what they do, obviously, because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And each year, the FBI report on scams, the numbers just keep climbing. And again, we're talking seniors here, but they really affect everybody. And it doesn't matter education level, doesn't matter age. Scammers will get people.
Yeah.
And again, if you're not really paying attention to what the information is being presented to you, or if you're in a hurry.
I was going to say in a hurry. If you're not,
which a lot of people are, so they'll just be, okay, what do I need to do? Without really thinking it through. And then they'll be sitting on their couch later on in the evening and saying, wait a minute, that didn't make any sense.
Right. All right, Tom, we're going to take a real quick break. And we're going to come back and I'm going to ask you more questions about these scams.
All right.
Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbe.org.
Hi, welcome back to Golden Years. I am interviewing Tom Condosta from Scam Squad of Medina County. Very, very interesting idea that you created in Medina. because there's so many scams going on in the world. How did you come up? You just one day you just said, we're going to do this?
No, I knew that I had gone to a consortium where Cuyahoga County has a scam squad, but their scam squad comes out of their Consumer Protection Bureau. And I thought it's kind of a good idea to give advice, but we need something that can really act immediately to trace down if money was provided to the scammers or to go after the particular people. So I looked at it like this is a good germ of an idea, but we can make this better. And when I presented it to Forrest Thompson, our county prosecutor, and I said, I have an idea for this, and he told me, run with it. He really enjoyed the idea of having this in our county. And it took me about 6 months to put it together because I wanted to make sure that when I had it, people that called were immediately getting good advice, and I had the right people to send the information to. And like I said, I had federal, state, and local people all willing to help me. And they're still on my squad, and it's still growing. Something will come up. I had a IRS issue, so I got an IRS agent dedicated to me now. So little things like that make a big difference because I'm not just calling law enforcement, I'm calling a person.
Wow, that is so greatly appreciated. Because when you call these people, and number one, they're not always the same language that you speak, and it's hard to understand them when you need some answers. That gets very frustrating.
The issue with seniors, it's twofold. With our older folk, they tend to not be as savvy with the computer because they didn't grow up with the computer.
Exactly.
And number two, they tend to be trusting. If someone says they're purporting to be from the bank or from a utility, they're like, I always pay my bills, so I gotta do whatever they're asking me to do. And also scammers look at them as having more money than anyone else.
True.
So people age 60 and older get scammed for the most money. But that's not to say that scammers don't go after other people, because a lot of our younger people, they get scammed a lot also. But they don't have as much money, so they get scammed for smaller amounts.
Yeah, really.
Like they go on Facebook Marketplace and they're trying to buy a computer for $50. What a great deal. Well, that's never going to show up, so they're out $50, which to a younger person could mean more than $100 to an older person.
Definitely.
But also I find with the younger people, their parents call me because they're too embarrassed to call because they figure, we grew up with computers, I should have known better. Whereas our senior folk are more willing to say, I screwed up, help me.
Really, yeah. And in the story that you told earlier about the 25,000, I mean, that boggles my mind.
Yeah, we have, scammers look to attack your emotions in some way. That's why we've had a huge problem with romance scams amongst seniors. Because they're lonely, they shut-ins, widowers, widows, right? So they get on different sites, and these people purport to be something they're not. They create a relationship with these people. Within 4 to 6 weeks, they're asking for money after proclaiming their love for 3 weeks, right? And there's that emotional angle. And when I try to break the news to people that this is not a real person, you're being scammed, some of them are very unwilling to believe it because they're so in love themselves because that's what they're looking for.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the greed aspect where a lot of people get involved in scams because of greed. So the younger people, they're always looking for a bargain. Yeah. So they get involved because, wow, this is such a great deal, I'm going for it. For others, like the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes scam, where someone will get contacted, you won the $1 million prize. Medina County must be the luckiest county in all of the United States, because I've had so many people that won the Publishers
Oh my
Clearinghouse
goodness.
sweepstakes.
I haven't.
And that part of the scam, what they do is they say, well, you need to pay the taxes up front or the shipping fees up front before you could get your cash and prizes. And of course, it keeps going up. Hey, you didn't just win $1 million, you won 10 million. You owe more now in taxes. And people keep falling for it, they keep sending the money.
But that would be an easy thing to fall for, the taxes. Because you know you're going to have to pay the taxes.
You don't pay your taxes till you file your form in April like everyone else, or tax season. You don't,
so
you don't
would-
pay your taxes
oh,
up
okay.
front.
Oh, see, I would have fallen.
Yeah, and people do, and again, that's just a greed thing. You know, Publishers Clearinghouse, they really, if you won the big prize, they come out to your home with the flowers, balloons, and the
Yeah, true,
ginormous
true,
check.
yeah.
That's what they do. But yeah, so greed
gotta
gets to
beware.
people, the great deal. The employment scam where it's a great job, you work from home, you're going to make all this money, but first you got to buy their manual and their computer and their equipment.
Oh my
So once you
goodness.
pay for that, the crux of the scam is you'll get that refunded with your first check. And, you know, especially during COVID when a lot of people were out of work, that sounded very enticing, and they fell for that, and they would send $1,000, $2,000 thinking they were going to get it back once
And
the
a
job
job.
started.
And a
Yeah.
job.
Great paying job.
goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm sure once you're a scammer, you got that, your wheels are turning on how to do it.
Well, they have scripts that they follow pretty religiously, but then they'll go off script depending on what they've learned from the person. So they'll personalize it, especially with the romance scams. And they'll what we call mine for information. So they'll actually monitor some sites, you know, put an alias out there purporting to be something they're not, get someone interested in them, or they'll get interested in you. And, you know, it's not really hard. Like one woman who was in a romance scam was telling me, but we have so much in common. I took my grandchildren to Disney World, and he had just taken his grandchildren to Disney World. And I looked at her and I said, did you post that on Facebook? She goes, oh yeah. I said, how do you communicate with them? Oh, it started through Facebook. I said, so you don't think he could have seen that information?
They want a believer relationship.
They really do, and I can't tell you how many people were involved with celebrities. I had 3 Miley Cyruses in 1 week.
Oh my
2
goodness.
men and a woman, and who were all in love with Miley Cyrus, and Miley was in love with them and was building a house in Tennessee, but she was involved in different things and couldn't put the down payment down, so they needed the money from these people, but she'd give it back and they were going to live in this beautiful mansion. All 3 of them, it was almost the same script, and they all believed it.
My girlfriend got scammed with a love relationship, and when he said, well, I'm out of the country right now, but I do need a new cell phone because I lost it in my travels.
Sure.
Well, then right away she went to the police department and says, is this a scam or is this real? And they're like, move on.
Luckily, she figured that out soon enough, because a lot of people just get so emotionally involved and then
Yeah.
financially involved. I've had people that were on the brink of losing their homes because of the romance scams. And again, it's the hardest thing to sit down with someone and tell them that this love that they're feeling is all a fake. You know, the scammers in Africa in particular, they call this pig butchering. You're taking the pigs, those are their
Yeah,
victims,
yeah.
and you're draining them of their blood, their money. So yeah, you're just another pig for the butchers.
That's sad. That's sad. Okay, what quick advice can you give my viewers to beware?
Okay, the motto of the Scam Squad, be aware and be wary. So we look at everything as being illegitimate before we think it might be legitimate. Things we can do to protect ourselves: don't answer our phones, Nothing is so important that it can't go to voicemail. By going to voicemail, it gives you a chance to really listen to it and think about it. When the scammers have you on the phone, they do their dirty work, they talk fast, and you can get caught up in something. So that's important. All important numbers should be in your contacts. When you go to a doctor's office, because I have a lot of people say, well, what if it's my doctor and I just went there for the first time? And I'm like, well, before you open up that 2-year-old People magazine, go get their card and put it right in your phone. Or ask them, what number would you be calling me from? What would the number be? Put that in your contacts. And like I said, any phone message that you get, if it's important, they'll leave a message and you call them right back. 20, 25 seconds is not going to matter.
Exactly.
And if they just called you, they're going to be there.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
Also, think before you click. When you get an email thing and they want you to click here, think about it first, look it over, make sure it makes sense. Look at the address, what we call the URL, or where they want you to send something. If it's a company like Amazon, it's going to be www.amazon.com. It's not going to be www.joeblow. Right?
You're right.
Yeah, and those are very easy things to look at. So really do your own research whenever you get something like that. Look it over, and you'll find little clues as to why it's fraudulent. And if you're not sure, call the company directly. Like I said earlier, if they say they're from your bank, get your card out, call the number on the back of the card.
Really?
Don't trust the number they sent you.
Oh yeah, you really have to be aware.
You have to be so careful these days, folks. Don't take anything for granted. And again, if you're unsure at any time, don't be afraid to call me. No call is too trivial. I've had people call me and say, I hate to waste your time. You're not wasting my time. I'd rather you waste my time than you waste your money.
Yes. And lose it big time.
Yes. And like I said, it's sometimes very difficult to get that back. Third thing I will talk about real quickly is cryptocurrency. A lot of scammers like you to either buy gift cards, which no legitimate business wants you to pay for anything in gift cards, or use cryptocurrency. And what they tend to do is they'll send you to a mini mart or someplace like that that has a cryptocurrency machine. And I've heard terms like, this is the special government ATM, or this is our secret ATM. And it really isn't. It's going to cryptocurrency, which goes to an exchange, which comes out of certain countries. Not all of them are as cooperative as some others. Wow. And on the machine, it says, warning, this can be used for scams. The crypto people are actually putting this on the machines, but what do the scammers say? Don't bother reading anything. We'll walk you through it. And they stay on the phone with the person.
Oh my goodness. I got to give my husband an education.
And I would say this too, if anyone ever wants to have me come out and speak to your group, I do a lot of presentations throughout the month.
So needed, okay.
And I'm happy to do that. And no one's too small. I've spoken at churches, I've spoken at living facilities, schools, colleges, clubs, and senior groups and senior centers. I just want to get the word out. I just want the money to stay where it belongs, in your account.
In your account, in your bank, and just be aware. I mean, because the world...
be wary.
Be aware. Be wary. Well, Tom, thank you so much
thanks for having
today.
me.
I think you educated my viewers, you educated me, and we just have to be so aware of our surroundings because we don't know who's going to be sitting next to us and calling us.
Don't take anything for granted.
Exactly. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you again.
So viewers, pay attention, and we'll see you next month.